Okay. I think what we're going to do first is we're going to go around and do some introductions. And then after we do the introductions, we're just going to ask that if everyone could just mute themselves so that it doesn't put on, for technology reasons, it doesn't lag. But thank you, everybody, for coming on. I'm really excited to launch our first webinar for Section 4. My name is Christina Tran Kenyon, and I'm the Section 4 chair. And I have Patrick and Karen on the call with me today, and they're also going to be helping me present to you guys. So part of the reason why I joined Section 4 staff, or why I decided to run for Section 4 chair, is because when I was an active brother, and I was active all 4 years that I was in college, I had a lot of mentors that helped guided me along the way and advised me, and then helped me become the leader I am today, and also helped me through a lot of things while I was being a leader in the chapter. So that's something that I would like to pass along to our other active members, and right now alumni that are interested on being on section staff.
And
so go ahead.
One of the reasons
Karen, you want to go, and then
I
Patrick,
joined
and then we'll have
staff is because of all the good and bad experiences that I've had with Gamma Gamma as a pledge, as an active, and also how my bigs were there for me all the time, and I was able to carry that off on kind of mentoring with my littles as well. And that doesn't end after I graduated. I wanted to stay, in touch with, my current brothers, and also, network with, the section overall with the different chapters. And I stayed as a section staff because I wanted to grow that network and also apply what I learned from my profession, which is, product marketing in a tech firm, and apply what I learned and use those skills and grow with them within the section staff with the different projects that we have, and also mentor actives in the different chapters. Okay, Patrick?
Okay.
Hello, my name is Patrick Alla. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hello, my name is Patrick Alla. I pledged for Gamma Beta back in 2010, and I what's that? So the reason why I joined section staff was because I wanted to give back everything that APO has given to me over the past 5 years or so. For those that don't know, I moved to America about 3 years before I joined APO, and before then I was just looking for something that I could call family, and basically somewhere that I could improve myself as a person. And APO has given a lot of that to me. And moving forward as an alumnus, I wanted to give incoming college students that opportunity to improve themselves through what Alpha Omega has to offer. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, sorry. Did you have more to say, Patrick? I didn't mean to cut you off. You good? Okay. So.
Oh no. I'm good.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you, Karen and Patrick. I forgot to mention that I pledged at I'm from Alpha Psi. I pledged in fall 2003, a long time ago. So, Sir Purnell, Susan, and Leslie, if you could introduce yourself, tell us what chapter you're from, and why you were interested in joining this webinar today. And
my name is Sir Parnell. I'm from Omicron Theta. I pledged the first credit class in fall 2008. That's the same term as Karen. The reason why I joined this webinar is because I have I've always had an interest on serving on section staff. I've been involved with I've been visiting other chapters. I've been visiting my own. I've I'm kind I'm I'm familiar with the national bylaws and everything, as well as teaching. One of the other main reasons why I wanted to join was because I wanted to help contribute to the incoming college students and teaching them what I know, and so that they can teach it to the next person, and that the person can teach it to the next person, thus creating a domino effect in a way.
Oh, Susan typed hers in because she said she doesn't have a mic. I'll read it so we can hear it. Okay. It says, hello, that's Susan. She's from Alpha Zeta Epsilon chapter in Las Vegas, and it was established in May 2010, and she's on the webinar today to help Section 2's staff and get ideas from us so they can be more structured and have a better flow among staff. So welcome, Susan. We'll go to Leslie and then Michelle. Welcome, Michelle.
Okay, hi, my name is Leslie Santiago. I pledged at the Rho Gamma chapter at California State University Long Beach in the spring of 2010. And the reason that I wanted to sit in on this webinar is because ever since I was an active member in Section 1, I've always been really continually impressed by the relations within Section 4, just across different chapters, and also between all the different chapters and the section staff. I think there's a really, really good rapport built in within this section that's always really impressed me. And now that I'm back home, I would really love to be involved with that and also have an opportunity to give back to an organization that I really come to love.
Awesome. Thank you, Leslie. Michelle, would you like to introduce yourself? Oh, we can't hear you. Can you unmute yourself, please?
Is that John?
Or if you don't have a working mic, you could type in the chat box too.
Wow! Hey!
Wait, why are you guys laughing? Oh, you heard him? It's funny you guys heard him. Yes, I guess something happened with the Warriors. Yes. Oh, hi, Michelle. That's okay. Can you tell? Oh, yeah. Awesome. And why are you interested in joining the webinar today? Okay. Are you still typing? If not, we can move on. I don't want to cut you off, but I'm not sure. Probably typing? Okay. Shut up. Oh. Just here to see what it's all about, and she recently graduated and still wants to be involved in APO. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you, everybody, and it's so nice to hear about your interest in still being involved in Alpha Phi Omega, and we hope that today's webinar will answer some of your questions. And we'll have a question and answer session at the end, and we'll start now. Karen, can you go to the next slide? Okay, so this is our agenda for today. We're going to talk about just APO Odyssey after graduation, a little bit like an overview. We're going to focus a lot of our time in talking about the different section staff roles and overviews, and briefly explain what is and what is not section staff, and then how to apply and the different important dates that are coming up, and then we'll have questions and answers at the end. Okay? Go ahead, Karen. Okay. So Alpha Phi Omega after graduation. So there's so many opportunities that you could do or that's out there for you. You could be an advisor or a coach for your chapter. You could serve on section staff, and that's why we are here today. And then also serve on region staff and like becoming an APO leads presenter, and then like basically continue representing leadership by service, because that's why we joined Alpha Phi Omega in the beginning. But our main focus today, we're going to talk a lot more about section staff. If you're interested in any of the other positions, feel free to ask me questions later, and I could help direct you to the right person. Go ahead, Karen. Next. Oh, okay. So what is in it for you? So a lot of it is, I kind of mentioned earlier about why I decided to join, and Karen and Patrick mentioned about why they wanted to stay on section staff. A lot of it is just the opportunity for you to, foster your leadership skills, feel like you are giving back, and also keep APHIO in your life. And this is just a great network to be a part of. When you are starting your career as, in the real world, I guess, outside Alpha Phi Omega. Go ahead, Karen. Okay, so why serve on section staff specifically? Like I keep mentioning, but it's really important. I think it's something that resonates with me. Like, be a mentor to our active brothers. We all share experiences that we had as an active brother that would help a lot when that will help the current active members a lot in dealing with their whatever is happening in their chapter. And this is just an opportunity to pay it forward. And I think a lot of us has mentioned about how we want to give back because we've gained so much from Alpha Phi Omega. And I really like being part of Alpha Phi Omega as an alumni, because there's a lot of other networks you could join outside as an active brother. I mean, like outside Alpha Phi Omega, but this is just a nice one because it's kind of still like home. It's the Alpha Phi Omega family that you can be a part of while still working on your leadership skills. And then this is also an opportunity for you to shape the future of Alpha Phi Omega. Okay, and then this is also, like I mentioned earlier, enhancing your leadership skills. Okay, go ahead, Karen. Okay. So we're going to go on and we're going to go over the different roles, and there's actually, based on the Section 4 guide, there's actually a lot of positions that members or alumni brothers could hold, but the one that we're really looking for right now is section representatives, so for the chapters. So the way that section representatives work is they're kind of like the way I saw, because I was a section representative for Gamma Gamma about before, and the way I kind of explained it to the chapters is I'm just another advisor kind of that represents Section 4 staff while I'm helping them. So Section 4 reps just bring on another perspective and guide for the chapters along with being a liaison between the section and the chapter, so keeping them updated. And the biggest thing is we want section reps to be present at least once a month and attend their chapter meetings or events that happen, and just be in very close communication with the chapter presidents. But overall, like, this is still something that you could do and manage your time to be involved. We have 13 chapters, so we're looking for 30 section representatives, and this is the biggest goal that we want to accomplish this year. And you could go on to the next slide, Karen. So this one, it has a little bit more detail. We wanted to tell you up front all the things that you would be doing, but these are more of an overview on other things you'll be doing and just when you're working with the chapters, like informing them and just getting to know them and just being the eyes and ears of the section. Okay. So I'll go, we can move on to the next one. Now I'm going to introduce Patrick now, and Patrick's going to go over the other leadership positions that are on section staff.
Hello everybody, this is Patrick. So I wanted to go over the other roles that are other than section rep. As Christina mentioned, section rep is the most important one that we want to institute in our term, as that having more eyes into the section, as Christina, is probably the top priority that we have. But there are also other opportunities within section staff that we like to staff, and I just wanted to go over them. So the first one is leadership chair. So basically, since every chapter is a leadership development program, like, you know, each one of them has, I believe, hosts a leads workshop here and there.
APO leads, sorry. Go on.
Now, we are looking for a leadership chair to actually coordinate this, help coordinate, like kind of make sure like these are the chapters actually requested leads workshops. This is the status of actually staffing people, like from the alumni perspective for leads workshops, APO leads workshops. So also kind of to promote more other leadership programs such as Membership Academy and APO Impact. Next slide. So for membership chair, it's more coordinating chapter growth within chapter activities. And I would like to think that also Rush also falls under this as well. So this is more of a following up with the different chapters to make sure that their requirements such as AEMDs and all the paperwork that has to be submitted every November 15th and every July has already been turned in. So this also falls into like also PPOE and COE as well. If there are questions about what those are, please let us know and we'll clarify those more. In addition, on the region level, to be able to kind of sort of be the liaison for, say, there's interest over in our university or CSU Monterey Bay. We want this this kind of position to be more of to help out with those efforts. And lastly, just to promote and encourage membership in the Society of Life members. And ultimately, once alumni season is out, like everybody's graduating, then this will be kind of a liaison to moving on to that stage of the membership, so to speak. Next slide. So the next one would be the fellowship chair. So this would be more on assisting chapters in developing an active varied fellowship program. So what I was imagining this to be, what we were imagining this more to be, was to also, for example, there's a lot of overlap in the fellowship activities that each chapter is conducting within the section. Like, for example, like, you know, there might be some events over in San Francisco, or there might be events over in San Jose. Now, I mean, it's fun to have a small group of brothers from your own chapter. It could be a very productive activity by itself. But what if we also foster IC relationships through that? So also, along with that, it would also be more of a coordination role. Like if there's any questions from the active body as to, hey, how do I actually put out an effective event? Or like, oh, these are the, you know, we want to host a banquet or something. How do we make this happen? We are looking to basically these roles, also earlier, like leadership chair and membership chair, to kind of be the experts in this regard, like actually putting out those events and everything. The last one is service chair. Similar to the fellowship chair, there's also more of a coordination role and assisting chapters to actually put out a varied service program. So all these different chair positions, they have their own counterparts in the active body. So we are hoping that there's going to be an active communication between these section chairs positions and their counterparts within the chapters to actually make this kind of work, right? And lastly, service chair will also be in charge of coordinating Spring Youth Service Day and National Service Week activities as well. Yeah. So the finance chair. Next slide. This will be more of a coordination role in terms of the finances of each chapter. Now, we have seen some chapters actually struggle with actually meeting their tax dates, and we want to make sure that this does not happen in the future, and to make sure the transition from year to year between different finance VPs is coordinated basically. So since Alpha Phi Omega is a nonprofit, we want to stay that way, and so having effective tax filing and everything would be very effective as well. And lastly, we also maintain a section fund. This is used primarily as a seed stock for if for the conferences and everything. So this would be the section fund. Like how to feed into it, like how do we actually get more funds for it, and how to maintain it. This will be under the finance chair. Most of these are under approval at the spring sectionals and everything. So whether there's any changes that need to be done, or we need to raise additional money or something, this would fall under finance chair. So there's also the awards chair. Next slide. So the awards chair will be in charge of Section 4's awards program from start to end. So this would entail actually filing out. There's a lot of paperwork that needs to be filed out to actually qualify and actually to sign up. This includes the gold pens, the Ocho, ICE awards, and other awards as well. Okay. So this is also like in case this would also assist with assuring that we get a higher incidence of PPOEs and COEs within our section as well specifically. So there's going to be a lot. So basically, this ties in with what membership chair does, and just in general, right? Like all different chairs, the section staff have been very big opportunities to actually work with each other to actually achieve our goals as section staff.
Two different hats, right?
So if there are any questions regarding those chair positions, please let us know, and we'll make sure to get your answer questions.
Section, including the counter
so Karen will be covering the other positions as well. And
he or she is basically one of the main glue components in our section, where he will or she will be responsible of like knowing what are the different dates that's going on, like rituals, banquets that's going on within Section 4, and also helps records and keep minutes of all the section staff meetings and conferences as well. And he and she will really help publicize and really record all the photography, take pictures at different events, and maintain a active relationship with the admin chairs within Section 4 chapters, and also helps maintain the documentation for section staff. That way we have a more complete, historical evidence and references that we can look back to, 2 years from now or 10 years from now. And, with that information, we can also share best practices with other chapters from other regions and sections as well. So this is really, this position, like I said, is really, the glue that keeps the staff together in terms of documentation and keeping the historical references and photography, and that will help us build, our Facebook and our website as well, with the different documents and content that or chapters need within our section and also the other sections. Okay, and there's also the role of webmaster. So we're looking for a webmaster who's really responsible of updating our website. And Elisa Royce, she created a Section 4 website where all the chapters within Section 4, and not just limit to Section 4, to be able to look up, the most updated content, what's going on, within the section, and what other events are going on. And also, if they have any questions on, at a national level or regional level, it's a one-stop shop for them to get that information, download it, and it also has a complete, staff information where they can be, they can access to it and look us up and contact us as well. Yeah, and also, the website also provides resources such as, FAQ links, like the most common questions that activists have, or even XCOM has. So that way they can have this website as a resource in addition to our Facebook page. And this webmaster role doesn't need to be, doesn't have to have engineering background. They don't have to know how to code or anything like that. They don't need any technical background. We host our website through Weebly, and basically it's just kind of like drag and drop, content around the page. It's pretty neat. It's really simple. I have my own personal website through Weebly, and it's really easy to use, and it's pretty cool. Okay, and we got the alumni chair, which is really promoting alumni relations and also reaching out to alumni that have, that are in the Bay Area or even outside the Bay Area. That way we can encourage more alumni volunteers and alumni to go back to their chapters and work with those chapters as well, chapter level and also section level as well. And that way, this alumni chair can also, help us in developing, it's kind of like a domino effect, right? Once we get, the 10 alums, then our group of alums will expand. This is really, developing our alumni relations within our section and help us go back to the chapters and have like volunteer opportunities as well. And this position also aligns with the Region 10 alumni chair, and also the different alumni chairs within the different chapters in our section. That way, we're able to better coordinate and create alumni events and notify alums about, what's going on within our section and their chapter, so they can go back and help us out in terms of volunteering opportunities. All right. And just an overview for Section 4 staff. All positions are responsible of, increasing, helping our chapters, right? To really, we are there to help each chapter in getting the resources they need, like, chapter assessment, planning sessions, the different reviews, SMARTer goals, And basically we are there as a resource and also as a mentoring team for them to have access to. We also promote, attendance to all conferences, conventions, so that the different chapters, XCOM and actives, can share the best practices and also network with each other at those conferences and conventions so that we can improve our organization and our program. And we also try to, it's encouraged for section staff to attend to all conferences, whether it's sectional, regional, or national level, whenever time permits or whenever it's possible. And we are also responsible for sharing, through posting through social media to really provide appropriate and relevant information and resources to the chapters at the right time so that they know what's going on with the different chapters. So that way we are kind of the chain that they can really listen to. We also can help support additional projects signed by the section chair. For example, if one chapter has an event going on, right, or whether it's a section level, we can jump in and help in that project, and also either serve as a guidance or just be there to help the chapters out. And finally, the staff expectations and commitment. So these are these three bullet points are the commitment that we're looking into. We plan to have 2 chapter orientations, one in the fall and one in the spring, and that's in-person orientation to really get to know the new XCOM members and also learn what their goals are, what their challenges are, so that section staff is there, aware, and there to help them out and guiding them throughout the semester. So there's the 2 chapter in-person orientations. And we also have 3 in-person staff meetings, and they are throughout the fall and spring. And these in-person staff meetings, I actually really enjoy them because that's the few times that section staff can actually talk to each other in person, really plan out or section for program and help the chapters out. And we also have virtual meetings like the one we have right now through Google Hangout, and we plan to have 7 of them, and we're looking into having them at on the first week of each month. And they can vary. We're looking at 7 of them for right now, but it can vary. It can be 6 or it can be a little more. It really depends on what kind of projects we have on either fall or spring. But really, these expectations, they're not a lot. Coming from personal experience, I've been with the staff for I think 2 years now, and it's basically, I put in like about 2 hours a week at most. It really depends on what project I'm working on at the time, and further along, all of us, Christina, Patrick, and I have full-time jobs. I know that Patrick, he's a workaholic. He works a lot. Me personally, I'm doing my MBA right now. I have a full-time job and I travel everywhere for business. So I still have the time to be in section staff. And whenever I have, some kind of workload or personal stuff, I will talk to Christina and talk to Patrick and other staff members and let them know ahead of time, what my commitment is so that we can work it out as a team and distribute or workload for section staff. But really, it's not a lot of time commitment there. It's just staff meetings and orientations and work with each chapter if you become a section rep. Patrick, would you like to provide some kind of color in your experiences with time commitment and expectations? Yes.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm back. So, as for expectations for section staff, it's really like as much as you could give to it. Like kind of like when you were an active as well, like you could commit to it as much as you could. But we could really use as much of the help as we could with actually implementing all the plans that we have for the section. And as me, Karen, and Christine, like kind of hectic hours and everything. But I think that it's actually doable for everybody. Just kind of give a bit of their time to actually contribute to the organization that is given so much. And then it's not too much really, and you don't have to commit all of your time to it as well.
Yeah, and I think well, I see this as when I'm doing stuff for AFIO, that few times that I do need to meet or the hours, I usually spend like a couple hours on Sunday to work on things. I get excited and it kind of recharges me for what I do outside of AFIO, and it kind of keeps me going. So I kind of see it like that, but I don't. So it doesn't take over your life. We don't want you to think that it does. It's manageable, and so yeah. Go ahead and move on to the next slide, Karen. Okay. So we're gonna, we kind of talked about the commitments on section staff, but there is an interesting part about that states what is section staff or members on section staff, what they do, and there's a section on what they do not. And I'm gonna go over what is section staff. So we're communicators. We're mainly a liaison between the chapters and the section staff, region staff, and national fraternity. A lot of it is just communicating with the chapters through email, through phone calls, and just knowing or being there and just knowing when to use which mode of communication. We're also facilitators. We're there to help the chapters get through what they need to do, not necessarily tell them what to do, but guide them and helping them learn from things that happen, the good and the bad. We're also resources. We don't always have to have the answers, but being able to know where to help them find the answers and getting back to them in a timely manner is what our focus on. We're also counselors. When you get a bunch of people together, there's always going to be conflicts, interpersonal conflicts, and we're just there to help guide them and listen to them and give them skills to help learn how to come up with solutions when dealing with tough situations. And at the end of the day, we're all brothers and sisters. We're there for each other, and that's the bond that we have. And we're administrators. We're also there to enforce things and the guidelines when there are not so many good things happening. Like, if there's a risk management issue or something like that, we are there to step in and, follow through if need be, if it's needed.
Yes.
But again, we're working as a staff. We're working together. It's not just each one of us individually working on it. We're, going to be supporting each other as we work together on staff. Next slide. Go ahead, Patrick. Patrick, are you going on what is not section staff? Can you hear us?
Yes, I am. So we just wanted to distinguish. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello. Okay, so we just want to distinguish what is non-section staff, like what our expectations are of once you actually join the section staff, right?
To have you go through.
So you don't necessarily.
Patrick, are you talking? We can't hear you. Yeah, I think we're gonna go. Patrick, I'm gonna finish that one. So, we're not active members of the chapter because we're there to provide a guide, and when you're an active member of a chapter, it's hard to provide perspective when you're in the thick of things. We're not experts at Alpha Phi Omega, right? But we all come with our own strengths and what we know, and what's my strength might be different from Karen's or Patrick's strength, but we all work together to provide knowledge to our chapters. And if we don't know anything, if we don't know something, there's always a way to figure it out. What it means we're not advisors is we're not advisors of like the same chapter. Let's say if you're going to be a section rep, you wouldn't be a section rep and advisor of that chapter, and you wouldn't be an advisor, a section rep to your home chapter. And the reason being is the goal is to provide the chapters with a variety of resources and help from, with different voices. We don't come with a biased point of view due to our home chapter connection. So when we are speaking on behalf, we're working with members, we're speaking on behalf of section staff. And this is something that I've learned, I stop. If I wanted to share a story of something that happened while I was inactive during Alpha Alpha Xi, I wouldn't say when I was, or the way Alpha Alpha Xi does it is, I would say, I know a chapter that, does this. Like, we could share stories, but won't necessarily say our chapter because we don't want to show a biased point of view. And we need to remember our limitations and take advantage of the resources available to help us. And again, there's going to be a lot of, the goal of building the staff is to have a variety of people on staff so we could help each other out and divide the tasks that we want to follow through with, and not just rely on a few people to do it.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me again? Sorry, I got disconnected.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So what I was saying, I think
I went over all of it. I
got disconnected for some reason, but I think I can be fine now.
Is there anything you wanted
so
to...
basically
So before we wrap this up,
I just wanted to add that, you don't have to be an expert in Alpha Phi Omega to actually be able to contribute in staff.
Go through this.
It's just that, as I think Christina was mentioning, right? Each one has their own experiences and everything. And different experiences leads to a more diverse team. That is what we believe.
And it doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm a leader, blah, blah, blah.
You just have to be more open-minded to actually changing your perspective within Alpha Phi Omega, as Christina was saying. So yeah. I think Christina already said everything. So
really quick interest form, so that we know a little more about you.
Go to the next slide.
And also, we also wanted to know, what positions you would be interested in, and also it gives us, through this interest form, we can actually pair you up with, one of the top positions that you're interested in, and also that applies to, the skills you want to learn and the skills that you already have as well. So that way you can also grow within that position by learning, new skills, and also strengthening, improving your existing skills. And some important dates are, so the application is due July 11th, which is about, 3 weeks, a little 3 weeks from now. We will also have another webinar if you are interested in it on June 20th, which is next weekend. And, once you apply, you submit your form, we're going to have a decision by July 31st, and we expect to have a first meeting, which is really exciting, on August 15th. So yeah, so these are some of the important dates for you to remember. And also, one thing that I forget, on August 15th, when we meet in person, we're actually gonna be, it's a jump start. We're gonna meet, it's a way to meet the rest of the team, rest of the staff, and also plan out for the fall chapter orientation that's gonna be on September 19th, and that's happening really. It looks, it's about 2 months, 3 months away, but it's gonna come up really fast, and it's gonna be really exciting. But yeah, those are the dates, and if you have any questions, email section.4.chair@apo.org. That's Christina's email, and yeah, feel free to reach out to us on anything that you guys have in terms of the alumni interest form and the timeline that we have from now to next year. And with that, I'm going to open up to Q&A if anyone has any questions. Oh yeah.
Can I just add one thing before we take questions? The next webinar is on June 20th. I know you guys been to this one, but if you know anybody that is interested, please encourage them to attend that webinar. And if they're unable to, just have them email me. Like if that date doesn't work, their interest, and we could always figure out a way to get them the information. But we have a really big goal in wanting to fill our staff this year. So the more the word gets out there, the better. And I know you guys know people that you can reach out to. So, thank you. But we'll take any questions right now. Are there any questions? Go ahead, and you could all unmute yourselves now if you're muted.
Yeah, I was wondering why I was muted.
Oh, it's just the background noise. That's all. It's just so that for technical difficulties. Sorry, sir, for that.
Sorry, I had some smooth jazz on in the background.
Yeah.
I have a question regarding the membership portion. As codified under Article 8, Section 13 of the bylaws, would, as far as AAMDs are concerned for honorary members, I'm not sure if this is right, but it's a $25 flat rate. Or it's a one-time payment. When do chapters need to chapters need to submit that along with the active dues, or do they do that on their own?
If I'm hearing you correctly, all the active dues, or any dues related to a chapter and AMDs are all due November 15th, and usually chapters send in a payment for the whole chapter, and they count their, the money based on how many actives they have in their chapter, and they submit from there.
But for the most part, I don't believe that honorary membership, like the dues for honorary membership, is counted along with it. I believe so, Christina.
Yeah, we can look into that. Yeah, honorary membership. We'll look at that a little bit in more detail. But at this time, are there any questions related to being on section staff? Oh, Michelle has a question. It says, is it just section positions that are available, or all the positions available? So technically all the positions are available. It's just right now our highest area of need is section reps, because the section rep positions are, we feel, is what our section needs right now. We hadn't had section reps. We've only, for the past 5 years, we've only had like maybe 2 or 3 each term, and with a section of 13 people, 13 chapters, that's not enough for us to be effective in supporting our chapters. So that's why we're trying to say that, like, we need section reps first, and all those other things we will build on later. Like, we could survive without those other chair positions. They're just as important, but the section rep is the biggest goal. I made it in my speech when I ran for the for section 4 chair that I will be providing each chapter with a section rep. So that's part of the reason why too. I hope that answers your question. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Sorry, Patrick, you're lagging.
I have none at the moment, but if I do have questions, I know who to come to.
Yes. You could always ask us later too. Leslie, Susan.
I can't think of anything right now.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay, well, I hope that you guys are interested on being on staff. And Susan, I'm glad that you got a lot of helpful information. And if there's anything else that you need, please feel free to reach out to all of us, any of us, and we're here to help you. Okay. Yeah, that's it? Okay, well, have a good night. I think the Warriors